let's tie a figure 8 knot. But before we do that, we're going to need to start by learning a new knot term called the overhand turn. If I take the bitter end of the line and make a closed loop over the standing part of the line, it creates an overhand turn. You can see the closed loop right here. What makes it an overhand turn is that the bitter end goes over the standing part of the line. That makes it the overhand turn, and our figure 8 knot is going to start with this overhand turn, as are several of our other knots. So let's do that again. I take the bitter end and I have the standing part. I make a closed loop over the standing part. Now to complete our figure 8 knot, I'm going to go underneath the standing part, then bring the bitter end up and put it back into the loop. Finally, to complete the figure 8 knot, I'll pull the standing part and the bitter end together, and you can see I've created a stopper knot in the shape of an 8. Let's take a look at how this works in practice. I'm going to bring my cleat over, and I'm going to tie a figure 8 knot so that my line doesn't run back through the cleat. I start by making my overhand turn. I'll then bring the bitter end through and back through my loop. There's my figure 8 knot, and if I pull the knot, you'll notice it does not go back through the cleat. So you'll notice this keeps the line from running through the cleat. Now, one thing to remember is that I don't want my figure 8 knot at the very end of the line because I want to have some line there to pull it through. This is pretty easy to do right now because the line is not loaded. But had this line been tied to a sail, and had it been a strong blow, this line would be loaded up and I would need to get a good grip on it to pull it. So what I'm going to do is not tie my figure 8 knot at the end of the line, but get at least a handhold's worth of line. Then I'm going to make my overhand turn, one handhold up the line, so that when the line is loaded up, I have something to hold on to pull the line through. That's the trick to a figure 8 knot.